I'm Moyo, and this is Shy Chat. Welcome to another episode of Shy Chat. I'm Moyo, and I am here with Desmond, also known as Des.
Yes.
Right? And he is a designer.
Yes.
He works here. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us who you are.
So I'm Des. I do work at Fat Tiger, myself and three of my friends. It's our shop, and my role here, I'm the manager.
Nice. So when did you get started with Fat Tiger's workshop? How did this all come about?
So it's a long history, but basically, I used to intern with them when I was younger. So I'm 29 now. When I was 21, Terrell and Joe, they used to have a brand here in Chicago, and I just kind of took a liking to it because, I saw that they had a good idea of, how to sell shirts, how to interact with the culture, and, I reached out to them, told them that I wanted to work with them. And at the time, I was on my thing as well. I had a brand called Nerdy that I was doing with two of my cousins. And, they respected what I was doing, and then we decided to work together. And from that point on, I just kept growing with them. I became more than an intern, started working with them as a partner, and, they taught me a lot of things. And, 2014, we opened up Fat Tiger. It's been history since then. We've been in business now for 3 years.
Nice. So what would you say your crowd is like? What is your audience? Is it the youth of Chicago? Is it a variety of people? Who shops here the most?
It's a variety, but mainly the youth. I think with the type of clothes that we put out, the type of messaging, the energy behind, the things that we do, it attracts the youth, because we deal a lot with, a lot of current things. We get a lot of high school students, we get a lot of college students. We also get parents, that shop for themselves as well as their children. So it's a mixture.
Nice. All right, so I just want to go ahead and dive straight into the Chicago Girls to do it better. I'm going to call this a movement because as a fan myself, I saw this actually last summer, I want to say, and I quickly jumped on the bandwagon because I wanted it, so I got myself a hat. So how did this all start?
Yeah, I actually didn't know it was going to be, what it is now.
Right.
It's like you never really know. But yeah, I think it was last July, when I first came out with the T-shirt, and I didn't know how, like I said, I didn't know how big it was going to be, but it kind of just became its own thing. And I think for the most part, I want to say I got motivated. At this time, I was listening to like a lot of like Beyonce.
Okay.
I was listening to a whole bunch of Beyonce, and I think around this time she actually had a concert here.
The Formation.
Yeah, she had it here or whatever. And my girlfriend bought me the Beehive Boy shirt.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, this is an amazing shirt because if you're a guy, you don't really know how to. I guess like share your fandom for Beyonce because you don't want to come off as like too soft or whatever. But she made a shirt specifically for the guys, and I felt like that was cool because it might have been a void for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that shirt was a way to kind of express, a guy express his fandom for Beyonce or whatever. So I wanted to take that same motto and apply it to girls here in Chicago, who I felt deserve their recognition.
Okay. Do you think the guys can rock this shirt too? I've seen guys wear it actually rocking it.
I wear it as well. You know what I mean? I think if you are proud of Chicago, you know what I mean, and, you've been affected or influenced by it, you should definitely wear it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I have 3 sisters, so it's like, I was practically raised by Chicago women, and had a lot of Chicago girlfriends. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Who helped mold me into a decent guy, or whatever. So yeah, definitely if you're a guy, feel very comfortable wearing this shirt.
So I see now you guys have bandanas, hats, coats. Are you bringing anything new in the house? Should we expect?
I'm trying to really figure out what this is, because
Okay.
you call it a movement, and I think it has, molded into that, So So I'm just trying to keep coming up with new ideas to keep it fresh, and I really want to keep it fun, you know what I mean, and really like make this a thing where Chicago women, no matter where you are in the world, can represent.
Yeah, I agree. So, as a successful designer yourself, I know in Chicago, and not just in Chicago, but all over the world, I think our generation has a lot of people who want to be entrepreneurs or designers or whatever they want to be. What advice would you give those people that want to start their own brand and business?
Well, I think it's important, for young aspiring entrepreneurs, designers, or whatever it is you want to do in terms of doing it on your own. Um, is to like just soak up as much knowledge as you can. Learn as much as you can. You can work under people, intern. Just get that experience, get that practice. Before you actually go out there on the field and actually start participating in the real world or whatever. Because it's very important to have that background. So once you start actually playing, you know what you're doing, or at least have a better idea
Exactly.
of what you're doing.
So, if other designers or young entrepreneurs want to bring things in, what advice could you give them, or can you give them any guidance on bringing items in?
Well, I mean, with us, as far as the store, we have a very like barbershop type of vibe. So we invite everybody to come in, and I think with younger brands, it's important to just make sure you stand out. Because a lot of brands now are kind of following and doing a lot of the same things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean. So we're open to we're open to everything. We just try to encourage people to accept their individuality and push that, express who you are, express your experiences, express your ideals, and let that come out and be your truth. So.
Well, thank you, Des, and thank you guys for watching this episode of Shy Chat. I am Moyo. Stay tuned for more.